Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to JWE Monday Night Jayromoda. Tonight we're in Indianapolis, Indiana, where we're now just under 2 weeks away from our next PLE of the season, and one of the most important events of the year, Money in the Bank. Tonight, Brosona takes on Torna. Silverflame challenged the tag team champions after their successful title defense last week, and we have a women's universal triple threat match. And at the end of the night, get ready for an absolute slugfest as Kanji Tatsumi and Shinjiro Aragaki face off. So get ready for another night of excitement and spectacle, because this is Jayromoda. And here we go, starting off our night. Introducing first, making their way to the ring with Kanji Tatsumi, it is Eunie and Yosuke Hanamura, Brosona. And their opponents making their way to the ring with Patroka. It is Akos and Mikhail. They are your men's tag team champions, Torna. And here we go, both teams ready. Referee rings the bell, and they meet in the middle. Yosuke immediately tossing Akos down, and a stomp between the shoulders. Akos kicking himself out the right hand. And now picking up Yosuke, tossing him down. Forcing him back up to his feet. Yosuke with a nice reversal. And tossing Akos for a run, diving underneath. Jumping over the top. And now a springboard moonsault. Stomp to the back of the leg. Yosuke picking up Akos by the arm and a spinning arm breaker. Akos elbowing out of the grapple though. Kick to the stomach. Punch to the spine. And Akos forcing Yosuke back up to his feet. double leg dropkick to the chest sends him down, and Aka's going to tag out. Mikhail's in. Mikhail forcing Yosuke up, tossing him down middle of the ring. Here's the cover. One, Yosuke kicks out. Mikhail with the ground and pound. Stomp to the chin, to the jaw, to the forehead. And Patroka tossing a kendo stick into the ring. Mikhail now to the outside. Looking for something big here. Point blank springboard, or a point blank slingshot crossbody. Yosuke is going to take out Narukami's in. And now Narukami with an uppercut to the chin. Wrapping up Akos. High ankle hold. And Akos just going to roll through. Akos with a belly to back suplex. And now running to the ring, running to the ropes. Not liking what he was seeing, and now Narukami on the attack. And stomps to the kidneys. Pulling back on the arm. Somersault heel kick from Narukami. Going for a stomp to the forehead. And to the wrist. Elbow drop to the spine. And now Narukami up top. Hanamura making room for his teammate, even though he was on the complete opposite end of the ring. Diving tomahawk chop. And Narukami forcing Akos back up to his feet. Toss into the corner. And Akos gonna elbow himself out of the corner, but Narukami walking him back to the northern ropes now. Kanji. Just taking off the turnbuckle, going for a pin is Akos, and Narukami's gonna kick out. Referee immediately fixing the untied turn pad. Spin out power slam from Akos. And going to take out Mikhail back in. Mikhail, double leg dropkick. Narukami takes out Hanamura in. Mikhail just lounging on the ropes. And what is Hanamura looking for here? A bunny buster neck breaker right in the corner. The most unforgiving part of the ring. There's two, and Mikhail kicks out. Hanamura looking to continue the attack, but Mikhail putting an end to that, tossing him back into the corner. Knife edge chop right across the sternum. Mikhail takes out Akos back in. Akos forcing Hanamura back up to his feet. Heading up top. Going for the pin after that splash. Narukami coming in to save his partner. The referee down. And now Akos forcing Yosuke up over the shoulders. ATL going for the springboard. Yosuke out of the way. Tossed to the corner now. taking in Hanamura. Or Hanamura taking in Narukami, excuse me. Double leg drop kick to the back. Nice little bit of teamwork there. And now we have a submission attempt that Mikhail's immediately going to break up. And now Narukami going for the cover after that gut-wrenching suplex. Only one. That was a really long one count. And here we go, Narukami. Looking to put this one away. Chicken wing suplex. And the cover. There's one. There's two. And despite a 15-second count, Akos unable to kick out. And Brosona comes out on top. And it's not looking good for the current men's tag team champions. Their reign might be in jeopardy really soon. And here's the move that put the match away. And just look how long this count was. 1, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1000. Way too long. But it doesn't matter. Brosona still getting it done. Not bad. And next, introducing first, representing the Ultimate Brotherhood, it is Mondo Owada. When was the last time Mondo was in a singles match? $2014? Or not 2014, 2024? I don't remember. And his opponent. It is the Lone Wolf, Zenkichi Hasegawa. And here we go, both men ready, staring each other down. Referee rings the bell, and they meet in the middle and immediately tie up. Hasegawa pushing Owada back into the ropes. Referee having to break them up. Right hand turning Owada around and immediately locking up into a rear waist lock. Mondo trying to get out. Hasegawa tossing him down. Pulling back on the neck. And now knee to the shoulder. Mondo back up to his feet. Zenkichi with a running clothesline. And a stomp right to the thigh. Zenkichi trying to get Mondo back up to his feet. Top rope springboard. Mondo gets out of the way. And now a roll up into a cover. There's one. Hasegawa powering through to go for the count. Not even a one. Zenkichi with an arm breaker. Standing shooting star press connects. And an elbow drop. Now Zenkichi up top. Getting Mondo back up to his feet. And a springboard cross, or a top rope crossbody sends him down. Irish whip diving underneath. Looking for the kick, Mondo with a nice reversal. Up over the shoulders, knee to the gut. And a running senton stomp to the ankle. Mondo powering himself up, forcing Zenkichi up to his feet. And a stunner going for the cover. One. Looking for an elbow drop, not even close to connecting, and Zenkichi with a kick to the jaw. Moonsault from the top rope. Going for the cover. There's one. There's two. Mondo kicks out. Zenkichi forcing Mondo up. Spin out power slam. And now, the choke slam. Zenkichi not quite done though. Taking on Mondo. Over the shoulder. Modified Wolf's Bane powerbomb. Here's the cover. There's one. There's two. Mondo kicks out. Zenkichi locking up the legs. Figure 8 leg lock. And Mondo fighting himself out. Sending Hasegawa for a run. Back body drop. And an elbow right to the tender part of the neck. Now Mondo having a few choice words for the officer. And now to the outside. Top rope. Looking for a clothesline. Just knocking the distance on that jump. And now Hasegawa. Spin out face slam. Stomp to the wrist. Elbow to the spine. Mondo to the outside. Heading back in. Zenkichi turning around. Hammer drop. And the cover. Here's one. Here's two. Mondo still with the power to kick out. Mondo back on the offense after that blunder. Up, over, back spine buster. To the outside. Will Mondo actually connect this time? No. Struggling out on the apron. And Mondo picking up Zenkichi. Face first into the top turnbuckle. But Zenkichi with the wherewithal to catch that kick. Running knee strike looking just like Yusuke there. And Zenkichi double leg dropkick, elbow drop. And here we go. Locking up. Mondo with the reversal. Sit out neck breaker. Now Mondo kick to the stomach. Middle rope. Elbow drop to the sternum, and here's the cover. 1, 2. Zenkichi kicks out. Everyone in this arena on their feet. Mondo turning Zenkichi around. Up, over, sit out, backbreaker. Small package driver. Here's the cover. There's 2. Zenkichi still he kicks out, but Mondo towering over him, looking for a finisher. Zenkichi turns that around. And now Zenkichi with another choke slam. The tides have been ebbing and flowing. Here's 1, there's 2, and they still remain turbulent. Tumultuous even. Zenkichi picking up Mondo. Over the shoulders. Into a cradle. Just tossing him around like he's a toy. Here we go. Putting him on display. Wolfsbane powerbomb. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. If that is not an instant contender for match of the week, let alone match of the day, match of the week, I have no idea what is to come.
Here is your winner.
And here we go for our next matchup of the evening. Introducing first, still looking for her first win. She has plenty of time. I'm not worried. It is a Eunie. And her opponent, representing C's, it is Yukari Takeba. And just getting this out here for my early or pre-match predictions, I think this one's going to be pretty scrappy. It's kind of the vibe I get from both of these women. Very scrappy. Here we go, both women ready. And ref rings the bell and they meet in the middle. Yukari immediately turning Eunie around. Rear waist lock. But Eunie slipping out, turning that, well, literally turning that around with a rear waist lock of her own. Trying to gain dominant position. Yukari struggling, but Eunie turning that into a pin attempt. Not even a 1 count, but Eunie now with a face trap armbar. Yukari fights out. Now Yukari tossing Eunie over the top rope, tumbling to the outside, and Yukari crossbody to the outside. Double foot stomp to the chest. Referee starts the count. There's 2. Yukari tossing Eunie to the corner. There's 3. Yukari trapping Eunie's head between the enziguri and the barricade. But Eunie kicking Yukari off her, catching the back of the head against the steel steps. There's 6. And Eunie with a knee to the side of the head. They need to be careful. There's 7. Eunie tossing Yukari to the side and just retreating back to the ring. I don't think she cares if she wins by countout or not. Yukari running back to the ring. And Eunie greeting her with her right hand. And a bulldog. Yukari over the shoulder with that reversal. Yukari now up top. Double foot stomp. From the heavens, and now Eunie back up to her feet. But Yukari's sending her for a run. The Thez press. And the diving hammer punch stomp to the spine. Eunie back up to her feet. Immediately running into that right hand. Yukari going for the cover. There's one. Eunie kicks out. Eunie slipping out. But Yukari elbow to the leg. Reversal. Meet reversal. Irish whip. And an arm drag. Stomp to the lower back now. Yukari with a running elbow to the bridge of the nose. Eunie out onto the apron. Yukari spearing her off. Things are not looking good for the Kavesi, but Yukari looking for a crossbody. Eunie seeing that coming, stepping out of the way. And a toss right into the steps. Yukari sent to the ground with that facebuster, and Eunie again just retreating into the ring, but climbing up top. Double leg dropkick to the chest. High risk, high reward, high connection. And a toss back into the ring. There's one. Yeah, the ref, you didn't have to do that. They were already heading back to the ring. Eunie tossing Yukari back to the corner. Lining herself up. Slowing this match down, allowing Yukari to get back into the middle of the ring, only to be dropkicked back into the corner. I think Tyon might be rubbing off on you, Eunie. By the way, I'm only in like chapter 4 of Xenoblade 3, so if anything happens, please don't spoil it. I'm only to the part where you meet Juniper. Anyway, Eunie going for the cover. There's one, there's two, and Eunie picks up a win. Like I said, I wasn't worried. And like I said, that was gonna be a very scrappy match. I don't think scrappy is a strong enough word to describe that. Like that was. I wouldn't say feral. But does that make sense? Not feral, but like in that regard, does that make any sense? And Eunie finally getting her hand raised. Very, very good. And here we go for our next matchup of the evening. It is a triple threat match.
The following is a triple threat match. Making our way to the ring, representing the Acolytes from Pangea, Patera.
Introducing first, representing Torna. It is Patroka. And for her opponents,
And her opponents, from
introducing first,
Osaka, Japan, Sandra O'Grady.
it is the ultimate martial artist herself, Sakura Ogami. And finally, making her way to the ring, from the underground, it is the undying one, Undyne. And here we go, all three women in the ring, staring each other down. And referee rings the bell in the middle with Patroka immediately running towards Sakura, hitting her with a clothesline. Undyne grabbing Patroka from behind, headlock, uppercut to the nose. Undyne avoiding that kick. And Patroka spearing Undyne with her knee. And taking, almost said Celeste, taking Sakura down. Undyne kicks her right to the chest, clothesline sends her down. And now an arm breaker against Undyne. Kick to the spine. And Patroka sending the martial artist for a run. Double leg dropkick sends her back, or sends her down. And turning that punch around from Undyne, but Undyne continues the offense. Knee to the jaw. Neck breaker from Sakura. Step up elbow. And Patroka with a knee to the, or elbow to the back of the knee. And now Patroka first underneath the ring, grabbing a steel chair. And Sakura not even playing around, just kicking the chair out of her grasp and going back to dicing up Undyne. Patroka back on the offense, stomp to the thigh, going for the cover. And Sakura's going to break that up. Patroka with a reversal, turning Sakura around. And a backbreaker right onto the steel chair. Undyne working Patroka, but Patroka looking for a reversal. Undyne saying no, knee to the nose. Now working on the leg. And now sending Sakura down, sliding knee to the stomach, Patroka back to her feet. Referee catching a few strays. And now steel chair bashing Sakura with it. And Sakura elbowing out. Irish whip over the top rope, but here comes Undyne sending Sakura into the corner. Fish hook submission, but Patroka breaking that up, and now going for a cover, there's only one. Patroka with the facebuster. Undyne with the chair, bashing Patroka over the head with it. And now going after Sakura, going back to excuse me, going back to Patroka, going for the cover. There's one. Patroka kicks out. Patroka sliding tackle, or a sliding, well, yeah, kind of tackle. It's a leg trip. And now high cloverleaf. Sakura's going to break that up. And punches right to the gut. And now Sakura going for the cover against Undyne. There's one, there's two, and Patroka's not going to break that up in time.
Here is your winner, Sandra O'Grady.
And Sakura barely breaking a sweat in that triple threat. And yeah, she was busted open, but barely even had to try. And for our second tag team matchup and our penultimate matchup of the evening. Introducing first, I doubt they're going to be introduced because for some reason our announcer hates them. It is Senna and Mio, the Silverflame. I don't know what's happening because I promise, I swear, when we were doing preseason testing, like, this is just, this is being introduced just, normally, but not anymore, I guess. And their opponents. They are still your women's tag team champions after successfully defending the belt last week. It is the Mech Femmes.
Impact Tag Team Champions, Tia, Lockhart, and Sandra, the Grinders.
Here we go, Senna. Tifa, the first in the ring. And referee rings the bell in the middle of Senna immediately with a back elbow. Turning Tifa around, double leg dropkick to the back of the head. And Tifa with an enzigiri. Forcing Senna back up to her feet. Senna catching that kick. Tifa with a reversal right back. Springboard double leg Pele kick. And Senna again catching that kick. Tifa with a monkey flip, rolling that into an armbar. And how was that a rope break? I have no idea. Tifa tags out, Charla's in. And Charla with an elbow drop. Heading up top. And a diving clothesline. Senna with a hot tag. Mio's in. Mio with a knife edge chop. Right hand uppercut to the chin. And a double leg drop kick to the spine. The ground and pound. Senna back onto the apron. Mio knee to the back of the head. Stomp to the shoulder. Kick to the gut. And sending Charlotte head first into the canvas. Working on the leg. Just twisting on it. Picking up Charla. And looking for her next snap, but Charla rolls out of the way. Mio slipping out after, getting lucky with that clothesline missing. And a double foot stomp to the chest. Picking up Charla, who steps out of the way, but Mio continues the offense. Charla fights her way out, knife edge chop. Over the shoulder, looking for an armbar. And again, a rope break. Into the corner. Charla and Tifa with a tag team attack. Double knees right to the spine. But Mio pushing, almost said Tenko. Tifa down, going for a cover, not even a 1 count. Mio with a rolling neck snap, forcing Tifa back up to her feet. Double leg dropkick sends her back down. And tag out. Senna, the tackle. And now just working on the leg. Stomp to the ankle. Rolling Tifa around, stomp to the back of the ankle. And now Senna, top rope, Senna-ton. Tagging Mimi back in. Stomps right to the thigh. Tifa rolling out onto the apron. Mio staring her down. And a hot shot. Tifa back up to her feet. Meandering around. Back into the ring. Stomp right to the thigh. Tifa catching that kick. Double leg drop kick. Mio to the outside. Tifa with a hot shot. Going after Senna now. Tifa, no theatrics. Just tagging in Charlotte. Very pragmatic. Belly to back slam from Mio. Kick to the spine. I mean, if I had to describe the Mech Femmes in one word, it would be pragmatic. They've shown time and time again. Mio with a nice sharp elbow. Wrapping up Charla. Sleeper hold. Tifa in to break it up. And just a drive-by kick right to Mio. Nearly knocking her out. Mio forced to tag in Senna. Now a Senna kick to the spine. Here's the cover. Looking to avenge Mio. There's one. There's two. Charlotte kicks out. Senna with a knee to the back of the head. Charlotte rolling out of the ring. Senna looking to get a little bit of revenge against Tifa. Sends her down with a hot shot. There's three. Senna up top. Hammer punch. Timed to perfection. Senna back into the ring, sending Tifa off the apron again, tagging Mio back in. Charla making her way back into the ring. Scissor kick. And Mio the reversal. Spinning back heel kick. Mio dragging Charla away from the ropes. Locking in an armbar. Looking to make the doctor tap. And releases the hold. Of course. Doesn't matter what settings I use. Senna tags out. Charla with the hot tag, sending Tifa back in. And now, yeah, these two with some serious beef this match. Head scissor toss. Tifa going for the cover. There's one. There's two. Senna kicks out. Tifa just working the neck. Senna managing to fight herself out. Forcing Tifa over the shoulder, sit out, small package driver. And now locking in a high ankle hold of her own. And Charla's in to break it up. Clothesline to create some time. And now Senna. Double knee stunner going for the cover. 1, 2, and a rope break. Senna having to reset. Forcing Tifa up to her feet. Knife edge chops. Turning Tifa around. Neck breaker, and Tifa tags out behind Senna's back. Charla's back in. Diving clothesline. This is why you never turn your back to an opponent. Charla the headbutt, forcing Senna back up to her feet. Toss to the corner. Referee at 4, now 5. Kick to the spine. There's 6. Are we going to see a count out here? There's 7. There's 8. There's a spine buster. Charla running back into the ring. There's 9, and yes, we are. I'm not even disappointed I'm not even disappointed that ended in a count out, because at that point, there's no other way that match is going to end.
Here are your winners, Sandra and Tia, the Lock Heart, the Grinders.
And here we go for our main event of the evening. Introducing first.
It's scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, representing the
It is Kanji Tatsumi.
weighing in at 210 pounds, Kanji Tatsumi.
And here we go. His opponent.
And his opponent,
It is Shinjiro
weighing in at
Aragaki.
161 pounds, Sergio Eric Orme.
And like I said during the show intro, get ready for a slugfest. And here we go, both men ready. As our main event gets underway, Kanji immediately tossing himself into Shinjiro, knocking him down, but Shinjiro with an uppercut. Kanji with a reversal on a running clothesline. Arm breaker, stomp to the forehead. And now head scissor elbows. Knee to the spine. Now just working on the leg. Kanji going for a very early pin, but Shinjiro kicks out. Now even a 1 count. Kanji just trying to apply pressure. Early knee to the stomach. Stomp to the forehead. And Kanji with a diving elbow to the chest. Going for the cover. There's 1, 2. Kanji kicks out, or Shinjiro kicks out. Kanji with an arm breaker. Stomp to the back of the spine. Kind of hard to kick the front of the spine, to be honest. And now Kanji heading up top. Hammer punch, just knocking the distance. Shinjiro turning around, wondering what that noise was, and now seizing the opportunity, going for the cover, but Kanji going for the cover. Shinjiro now rolling up. Sit out power slam. Kick to the spine. And Shinjiro just punch right to the back of the head. Now Shinjiro just working Kanji from behind, punches to the chin. Bashing him into the canvas, and now lining up a finisher. Kanji immediately turning that around and now up over the shoulders. Knee right to the chest. Here's the cover. 1, 2. Shinjiro kicks out. Shinjiro scraping Kanji off of him. Up over the shoulder and a flapjack. Here's the cover. There's 1. There's 2. Kanji kicks out. And here comes Shinjiro. Mat slam into a cover. There's 2 in Kanji. Is he conscious? I don't think he is. And as we watch replays, Kanji is being escorted out of the ring by medical staff. He is up, he is moving, he's just a little bit... I'm not sure if delirious is the right word. But not, not fully aware. But anyway, as we watch the replays of a, short match, but action-packed nonetheless.
Here is your winner, Sergio
I would like to thank you all for joining us here tonight, and hope to see you in just a few weeks' time as we get ready for Money in the Bank. But until then, we are signing out from Indianapolis, Indiana, the backyard of the Brickyard. See ya.